Let's play this clip of Nina Totenberg. She says this in a more delicate way than I think should be spoken. But what she's basically talking in this clip is that the Supreme Court is largely made up of men who were raised essentially to believe in the authoritarian power of the president. Just recall that, John Roberts was down there in the 2020 election down in Florida. He was one of those lawyers. Kavanaugh was actually worked in the White House, but also worked for Ken Starr. I mean, these guys want to allow the president to wield a tremendous amount of power. Play this Totenberg clip.
If you look at those 5 of those 6 justices spent their entire lives before becoming judges, as most of their lives at least, being acolytes to presidents. They worked in the White House. They worked in the Justice Department in top positions. Brett Kavanaugh was staff secretary, I think was his title. He's the guy who decided what the president and who the president saw and the materials that went into the president. And most of these guys felt for all of their lives that the presidents were being harassed by the opposition party, harassed by plaintiffs, harassed in all kinds of ways that made their jobs very difficult to do. And that is reflected in this decision today. And the only member of the conservative supermajority who dissented at all was Justice Amy Coney Barrett, who did not have that experience.
Well, I don't want to exaggerate her dissent.
She could have actually dissented, by the way. She's had
a more nuanced take, maybe.
But Totenberg's a little bit of an access merchant, a little bit. So.
Yeah.
But here's the point. Totally. And that's why she says it in a much softer way. If the president, and obviously Joe Biden's already announced that he will not engage in this stuff. But if the president feels like there's nothing he can be held accountable for, nothing, absolutely nothing. And of course, he's not going to go and murder somebody when it's Donald Trump. He's too old, too weak. He'll fall over. But if the president feels there's absolutely nothing that he can be held account for, it's not just a question of like, I'm going to spy on this person or I'm going to, monetize the office. It's also, I'm going to order people to do things in the executive agencies that are going to undermine these agencies and maybe in ways that are just not visible at first. And if there's no accountability, that's what we got.
Yeah. So with Project 2025, they're going to stack the administrative state with sycophants and then slash a lot of other jobs. That's the plan. And then as it relates to something like January 6th, I think that's the other under-discussed lesson that Trump learned, which is that he shouldn't have wasted time. He should have used the Insurrection Act and remember in the final days before January 6th when he kept firing and cycling through attorneys general because he wanted so badly to continue trying to overturn the results of an election, but also it was floated by, was it Chesebro that he should, I forget exactly who it was, but I think it was Chesebro, that he should use the Insurrection Act to crack down on people who want to take him out of the White House. Like, that's the lesson that he learned, that we should be doing this more quickly and more efficiently. And that's what should be very terrifying.
Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.